Hey guys, I'm Abhimanyu. Yay Guru.
Hi, I'm Aishwarya.
One start.
Welcome to Yay Guru Perspectives are quality content.
Yeah, Bob. Perspectives with honest, candid conversations and simple, relatable hacks.
There.
Hey guys, I'm Abhimanyu.
Hi, I'm Aishwarya.
Welcome to Yen Guru Perspectives. So, namaskar ellargu. I hope everyone's doing well and everyone's safe as usual, like my
Yes.
last week's opening line. But yeah, so
Yeah. Say Control C, Control V only you're
Oh,
doing.
God.
Like, come up with something creative. What is
Control
this?
C, Control V alla, Control X, Control V ashte. Yeah. So, okay, on this week's episode, we have a very special guest, like really special. Okay, she's a very very talented young individual, like with a lot of talents, and she's like she's a very capable individual, I would say, and she is a teacher in a like posh and one of the posh schools here. So yeah, welcome to our special guest, Aishwarya.
Yeah, all that he said, I paid him to say that. Just saying. I'll do the Google Play transfer later.
Please,
Yeah.
please do.
Yeah. And for our next guest, get ready, because he's the college heartthrob and the football king, and I mean, just a winner of hearts by all his friends. I'm sure they'll agree. Abhimanyu! Woohoo!
As much as I want to take that compliment, I'm pretty sure ಇವಾಗ ಜನ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಬಂದ್ ಹೊಡಿತಾರೆ, ಮನೆಗ್ ಬಂದ್ ಹೊಡಿತಾರೆ. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಬೇಕಾ? ಬೇಡ. So let's just say, hey, what's up? How's everyone doing? Flying kisses to everybody. Thanks for listening and thanks for like the continued support. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, jokes apart, guys. We thought that, we've been having guests like continuously. So we thought today we'll chill with you, we'll hang out, we'll put one sitting, give you perspectives, and talk to you about, I think all of you can relate to this when I say it, types of people we know. Ta-dun, ta-da!
True. And these people are like a total variety. We've just picked on like two or three, like a few of them to talk about the different kinds. But you guys know that we have like a wide variety there. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a very vast term. But when we say types of people we know, it's, the specific people who just stand out from the rest of the crowd. I mean, God, like the experiences that we've shared that, Abhi and I are going to talk to you about, you're just going to be like, yeah, I relate. I mean, yes.
Totally. Y'all are totally going to relate to such instances and such people. I'm pretty sure. And the funny,
Absolutely.
yeah, and the funniest thing is these people like who's like the kind of people I'm going to talk to you about. They are like my closest friends also. So I can't even be like, super
Yeah.
mad for like really long because these are the people like I hang out with the most, and these guys like have these like they exhibit such habits. I'm like, God, can you just like
Yeah, but you gotta love them. Like, there's no other choice. I mean, see, well, I didn't want to give it away so soon, but I'm one of the prime examples of the types of people, and you're gonna hate me for it, but don't.
yeah. We'll see.
Why don't you start off with that one person whom we all know exists in every single group? Like, you cannot deny it.
Okay, the first kind of person I'm going to talk to you about is
Wait, before we start, you're gonna name these. So we're gonna give them the title, the one who is, dash, and fill in the blanks. Yeah?
right. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, true. I'm not going to deny that. Everybody's going to relate with this and everybody's going to know. And everybody's going to instantly think of that one name who is this way, who I'm going to talk about. The trait he or she possesses. That's the liar. And who I call the kage. Ayyo, kage andre avun heavy kage, dude. Like color kage avanu. And
Bitre heavy reel.
reel is an understatement, dude. I'm not kidding, okay? So there's so many instances, okay? And this is And these kages are not like really massive and all. These are like non-threatening ones, like yeah, you know what, it's okay kind of a thing.
Like, like the experiences I've had, but you've like secretly never had it.
Yeah, so I'll tell you about this one incident. So this was when I was in college,
Mm-hmm.
and a very close friend of mine. Okay, like really close, we're really tight. And so his friends, some of his other friends called him, and he's like, "Macha, ille diya ba, aache hogana," all of that. Okay, and so
Mm-hmm.
me and him are like walking to the canteen or whatever, and he answers the phone. He's like,
Uh-huh.
"Macha, ಲೊಟ್ಟೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೀನೋ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ 5 ನಿಮಿಷ ಗಾಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ನೋಡು ಕೇಳು ಆಟೋ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳ್ತಿದೆ ನಿನ್ಗೆ." And then after like in that whole duration, him and me are in the canteen eating samosa. We're stuffing our like face with samosa. And this guy's like, "Macha, lottegalli cross, macha." I'm like, what a guy. So every time I ask him where he is and he gives me this reaction, he's like, "Macha, I'm here, macha, I'm there." I'm like, oh, fix you mane bittilla. He's still at home and he's like chilling with his friend. I don't know, eating something probably, but yeah. This is the first kind of person.
Oh, but then, we are all kages in some way or the other. I mean, most of us. I am for one specific thing. Because my mom is always like, "Did you leave?" She's like, really worried. And she's like, "Oh, it's like this time in the night. And like, where are you? There's heavy traffic and this." And Bangalore traffic. You get stuck forever. And so she's like, "Where are you?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah. I crossed like 5 minutes. I'll be home." 5 minutes later, she calls me. I'm like, "Yeah, yeah. 5 more minutes." Like, you're only like, this happened, that happened.
Yeah, true. I think my usual line, usually mine's like way better than the others, huh? Just FYI, with the Kage part. So when I'm getting really late, okay,
Uh-huh.
this always happens to me. When I'm getting super late, that's the time when my lift decides to be super slow, and there are 100 people in the lift with like all the four like floors pressed, and I'm like, God.
Uh-huh.
And then somebody calls me like, "Bro, where are you, bro?" I'm like, "Bro, I'm on my way." I'm like, "On the signal, macha."
So why don't you just take the stairs?
I usually anybody would think that okay, I can take the lift, go fast, and like reach there, so that I don't hear like what my friends have to say. But then
Mm-hmm.
this happens, and I'm like, "Oh, I should have taken the stairs, man." And that's my usual like. If I'm getting late, and I tell you like I'm on my way. If I'm late, I'm not usually late. I'm a very punctual person. But if
Yeah,
I'm
I,
late,
I think I can accept to that. Like you are never late. You're so punctual. I think I made you wait like so many times.
yeah. So if I'm late, it's because of the lift, huh? Not because of me, guys. If you're hearing me out, it's because of the lift.
Hear him out,
Yeah.
hear him out. Which brings me to the second type of person. The second type of person here is similar to what Avi, says. And I mean, we're gonna call him or her or them the late comer.
Uh,
Yes. The late comer, not to school. I mean, if you come late to school, we get like a late slip. Okay, the teacher in me is coming out. I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna get back on track. So the late comer, and mind you, when I say this, I am the prime example of being a late comer. So every
bad
time my
teacher. What
friends,
is this?
so see, even to work, I'm like on time, like exactly on time. I'm never early.
Uh-huh.
I'm never early anywhere. And I hate not being punctual. And guys, I mean, I'm trying to say sorry, but then in my defense, and I'm justifying here,
Uh-huh.
I stay really far. So like I need to travel an hour and a half to have a social life. So you can imagine when I say that, I'm running a little late and I've made so many people wait. Oh, it just makes me feel so terrible. And there was this one time I think I was genuinely stuck in traffic, but then I left like say 20 minutes late, and I literally made that person wait for like an hour, and I hate it, and I don't like it. But I mean, but there are also people. See, I have a genuine reason here. I live far. I try to leave early. I mean, all that jazz. But then there are people who are like, yeah, I'll see you at like 2 p.m. and then at 2 p.m. wakes up And yeah, I'm on my way. I'm trying to book a cab. I'm trying to Ola's not coming, bro. Like, yeah, bro, give me a sec. And is brushing their teeth.
Yeah, can you book my Uber,
Can you
macha? It's not coming, da. Cab illa, macha, and all of
Huh.
that. Macha, bounce account, but
Yeah. ಆಟೋ 1.5 ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿ 2 o'clock
yeah, he's like,
ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನ
"Macha,
ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ and I'm
for
like
that 1.5 rate, I can come off in cab with AC, da, and all. They'll be telling me. I'm like, dude, come
yeah.
fast,
And
bro. It's been so long.
yeah, but then see, they are our friends and we gotta love them. And just like how they love me for being so late, and I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm sorry again, I can't stop saying it, but okay, people who are listening to this are gonna go like, hey Aishwarya, like, word of advice, why don't you just come early the next time? Why don't you leave a little early? I know I can. Thank you for the advice, but okay, genuinely, I'm gonna try that. But then who knows when I'm gonna go out next.
Right.
So the late coming has stopped for a while. At least I'm not late for a video call. So yay!
Bob, have you met the kind of people who are late on purpose?
On
Yeah,
purpose.
so I've met a couple of people, okay? These friends of mine, they go late on purpose because they're like, Macha, nobody's gonna come on time. So we go early, no one's
Oh,
there. And I'm like, Guru,
oh, so is it that person who's like, oh, you gotta pull out a statement and just go a little late and yeah,
like,
steal all the limelight kind
these,
of thing?
these guys, these buggers, they'll just be like, Macha, no one's gonna come this early, da. If we go there, we'll get bored. We'll just wait for somebody to come. At least if two people are there, we can go and chill there. And then these guys are like, hey, if we go there, we'll be the first ones on the scene, da. Like we can sit home and only chill, da. After somebody leaves, we can leave, da. I'm like, bro, just like come early, da. That's the time decided.
So even if you go a little late and then they plan on going late and stuff, and then you're like, no, let's just arrive early and it'll be nice, you'll be the first ones and you get to hug everybody, and then they go like, yeah, so big deal, it's just a hug, what am I going to get out of it? Yeah, okay. So and then they just have a downside to everything,
So
and I think you know who I'm talking about. It's just the glass is always half empty. So I think we're gonna call them.
the glass half empty. So that's the third kind of like people we're going to talk about who, like Aishwarya said, always have a downside to everything. Okay, so many instances, and anything you tell them, I'm like, macha, no da. What are you saying, da? And I'm like, bro, like, can you be like optimistic for once? And they're like, what da? Study so much, also will fail, da. What da? I'm like, bro,
Oh yeah.
what was that? Give your best, but expect the worst, da. I'm like, bro, can you just tell me that you did okay? Like, I come out of the exam and be like, oh, peace, we all are failing together, it's fine. Be like, yeah, bro, I won't even get like 5 marks, bro. And this guy ends up acing the test. I'm like, God.
How?
He's like, bro, see, you should always go in with the mentality that you're going to fail. Even if you get 1 mark more, no, you'll be happy, da, it seems. I'm like, ನನ್ನ ಮಗನೇ ನನ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರೋದೇ 1 ಮಾರ್ಕು ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲೂ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನೇನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತ.
He's like the worst case scenario, he or she. So they go like, they always picture the worst case scenario. You like, let's go for a hike. Yeah, but there'll be like snake, there'll be mud, there'll be grass, there'll be air. What is this? This can't
हाँ,
happen. And then you say, okay, Macha, let's go to Bob's. Yeah, Bob's. It has the Bob's name written on it. It has like walls. It has buildings. It has tables.
हाँ.
And I'm like,
And the
yeah,
next thing is
he's a
Bob's. Which Bob's, da? You tell them Indranagar, macha, too much traffic, da. I'm like, okay, bro, Kormanga.
yeah. You tell them,
Even more traffic, da. I'm like, okay, da, where you gonna go?
and and then listen, yeah, exactly. So you go like, okay, so Bob's Indranagar has traffic. Okay, Bob's Kormagna has traffic. So where do you want to go? Anywhere you want,
Eh,
It's
none.
okay.
Oh God.
So when you talk about these people, they're like, the glass is always half empty for them. They never look at the glass being half full. That part, it just like skips their head. They never get it. Okay.
True.
And it's just like funny how they never get to see a common point. They never come to an agreement with anything under the sun.
Yeah, agreed. But like I said, the people who I mentioned about today, they happen to be my closest friends too. And then I'm like, bhai, theek hai. I'm like, okay, cool.
And another thing is that, these are multiple aspects that exist in like you as well in certain times. Like, you can be a kage at times, you can be a latecomer at times, you can also be the glass half empty. But these people, some people just have like, 70% of this, like how we have 70% of water in our body. These people have 70 that and 30% of other things. So it's just that makes them stand out, and you're just like, okay,
Right.
yeah, cool.
But like I said, at the end of the day, we love them and we are very supportive.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that. Okay, Bob, now since this is over, don't you think about like there's another class of people that always like stands out and is there in every group? The one, anytime you ask that
Mhm.
person, Macha, we'll do this. That person will like, oh, Macha, come down. What are you waiting for? Let's go right now. We're like, Macha, plans for like 2 weeks, da, next week. He's like, hey, no, da, today only we'll do. Does that remind you of somebody? Like the kind of person?
Yeah. Oh, wow. I like to call them the Entu cutlet. So I got this term from college. A lot of people used to be like, "Oh, you're such an Entu cutlet," and then so it starts off with like the simplest things of like, "Hey, we have this class next. Oh, I'm so excited about this. I can't wait." And then they go like, "Why are you being an Entu cutlet?" Because this professor and like he teaches. Oh, I can't, kind of thing. And then it literally goes to the smallest, teeniest, tiniest thing of, hey, you want to get like a samosa? Oh my God, samosas! They're like the most beautiful creations in the world. Let's get it. And they're enthusiastic about every goddamn thing under the sun. So everything to them is like rainbow poop and unicorns flying and, just glitter and sprinkles and everything. And I love them. They just bring excitement to everything.
True, true.
They just bring the energy levels up, and then even if it's the most boring thing in the entire world. So like for me, I find like just sitting and doing nothing is like boring. I can't, obviously everybody finds that boring. Like
Mhm.
you gotta do something at a time. You just can't like sit idle. But they'll make even that fun. They'll be like, oh my God, look at this. I'm sharing the same air with you, and I'm so grateful you're here, and we get to sit idle. Oh, wow, this is so exciting. And I'm like, okay, it might just be
Yeah,
exciting.
samosa and air ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಯ್ತು, but yeah, we get your point. Yeah.
Yeah, so when you see I'm exaggerating how much, I got so excited about it. I was being an Entu cutlet
True.
about it. So next time
Yeah.
you see an Entu cutlet, just go hug them. They just bring like happiness and excitement into everything. They deserve the world, honestly. They're my favorite kind of people.
Right. And like Aishwarya was mentioning her friend who's like really excited for class. I've never been excited for class that much. I was now like, wow, crazy class, let's do this. I'm like, class, bro, this class.
I think you need that Entu cutlet
Not
in
not
your
when
group.
when we had class, we all were like, oh much class, bro, this class, bro, that class, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, Bob, all that aside, there are a few like special type of people that who deserve like special mention, okay? For example, like the comedian in the
Absolutely.
group, Bob.
And they laugh at everything. So
Yeah.
even in like serious situations, they just laugh. And then for everything, they're like, that's what he said.
True,
That's
true,
what she
true,
said. That's what he said.
true.
And then there are these organizers who are like, yes, we shall meet at the La Plaza at 2100 hours on the Friday, the 13th, 2022. We hope to see you there, RSVP. And I'm like, chill. We're just catching up for a drink.
We'll be there on time,
Just chill.
maybe. If the lift is
Yeah.
working fine,
Yes.
I will be there on time. Yeah.
And then, there's the life of a party and so on and so forth. We can go on and on. There are different kinds of people and,
Correct.
unity in
Like I mentioned, there
diversity,
are like
right?
there's so much variety to choose from on how a person is, but I think these are the traits and these are the kind of people that stand out in your life because you're encountering them on a daily basis, right? So yeah, these were our views about
Yeah.
like the people we have around and we have met. And why don't you guys like tag and comment down below who's that person in your life and be like, Macha Kale Drop podcast anta.
Yeah. Yeah. And be like, this is you. This is exactly you. And if any of you who are listening to us and think that, it might be us at one point in time, you can call us out. It's the Kage, the latecomer, the,
The
what am I
half full,
missing?
the glass half empty, Enthu Cutlet, and the life of a party. These are the people who are like really prominent people there.
Yeah. I mean, you can like come up with your own names. This is just us, and we've just come up with like, whatever we think was most apt. Call them out, tag them here, and let them know that these are the type of people. And well, we're just giving you our
Matte.
perspectives on it, right?
So I completely agree with Aishwarya. And yeah, that brings us to the end of the episode today. And for next week, yeah, we promise to come up with more content for you and keep you guys engaged. And till then, Bob Sigana.
Sigana.
Ashte.